I'm going to be going over mobile video editing basics and I would say non-basics alike, because just I sort of like refreshed my memory a little bit on some of these. There's so many different apps you can use, and I'm constantly surprised at how much functionality there is. So hold on one second, let me close some other app on my computer. Yeah, I'm just shocked at how much you can do. I was kind of refamiliarizing myself with one of the apps, and yeah, I turned to our other editor yesterday at the office and I was like, wow, look what this thing can do. I can't even do this, on Adobe Premiere Pro. And maybe that's a good place to start. Is, this is really oriented towards, people that want to be creating their own work, whether it's personal videos, or it's like for a business, like a small business or something. You'd be surprised how much you can do and how good you can make it look. It doesn't just have to be for social media. It can be for your website, what have you. And there are quite a few mobile editing apps that we can use. So I'm going to go over some of those and just put together a video over the course of the next hour. And if anybody has any questions at any point, please feel free to just jump in and interrupt me. My goal here, usually I do like a slideshow, but I just thought this would be better just to kind of demonstrate how it's done. And I don't spend a lot of time editing on my phone really ever, but I've tinkered around enough in these things. And honestly, I listened to the kids. One of the apps we're going to be using is called CapCut. And it was recommended to me by some students. I can also show you the difference between CapCut and some other ones that I have, such as, I actually have them all organized. I have CapCut, I have Filmora. There's iMovie, but honestly, I can't use iMovie. And I don't think that that's because I'm like a more professional editor. There's just not really much you can do with it. Like iMovie, to be clear, is for those of you who just have some videos on your phone or on your computer and you just want to put them one after the other. There's really not a ton of functionality in iMovie. It's kind of getting to the point where I wonder why it even exists. But there's iMovie. There's also Premiere Rush, which I was just tinkering around with, and it's not bad. It's not as good as CapCut or Filmora, and I can explain why. But then there's even another one. I don't know if I'm going to have time to get to this, but there's an audio mixing app called Easy Audio Cut, like the letters EZ Audio Cut, and that has kind of blown me away because it's just the audio. And for example, I had some students do some stop motion video apps projects, and the audio part of the stop motion app is really not good. Like, it's just not good. You can't move, like when you record something, you can't move it around. Like, you record it and it stays there. If you want to record voiceover or put in a sound effect, it stays there. And this audio app allows you to do a lot more, or you could even import that video, that stop motion animation video, into another video editor and do voiceover or sound effects, etc. So there's a lot to cover. I'm just going to dive in. And I still want to show everybody the stop motion app. I think I brought this up in the last session, but the stop motion app is one of my favorite things. It's really a lot of fun. But okay, I'm going to screen share here on my phone. Okay, here we are. Welcome to my phone. So here's all the apps I was talking to you about: CapCut, Filmora, iMovie, Premiere Rush. Square Fit and Layout have nothing to do with that. Photoshop Express, PS Express, that's just photo editing. That could be for a whole other session. That's a fantastic app. Adobe's done a really good job, I think, of translating their like professional programs onto mobile, and it's pretty amazing what they're doing. And the only thing is that I will say that, disclaimer, like, I prefer to edit on my computer. If I had a tablet, it would probably be a different story. Like, it'd be more, you just have more real estate on your screen versus my phone, which is not going to be super ideal. So I hope this goes well. I'm going to delete this. That's my prior project. So this is CapCut. I'm going to just tap new project. If you want to, up in the top right here, you can see camera. If you want to take a video that is going to go straight into your project. If you wanted to, like, say, shoot some kind of introduction or something like that. And then down at the bottom, you'll see that there's edit, template, inbox, and me. I believe template, if I tap on template, it gives you just different templates to work off of, I guess. I mean, more disclosure, I'm not a huge social media person, so I'm just going to try to stick to editing here. But that's what it looks like to me, is like, these are like social media templates of sorts. So anyways, we're going to go to edit. I'm going to tap on new project. So I did this prior. All these video clips that you're seeing here, these, some of my students went and filmed at the tree lighting, or I guess there was supposed to be a tree lighting. I don't know if there was, but the Yuletide celebration at Taos Plaza. And so you can actually see up at the top, it says recents. If I tap that, I can go through these are all of my folders. And then below that, there's videos. I can go to my photos, and there's also stock. They give you stock. Like, if you want to have, the end, like a Looney Tunes kind of the end, if you want any of these kind of preloaded texts or fireworks, this is called stock. There's not really a lot here, as you can see. If you go to, there's a website called Pixabay, Pixabay.com. That's a bunch of royalty-free stock footage. Like, if you needed stock footage for something, you can go there and you can download it for free and use it. There might be certain limitations. I think it's definitely fine for personal use. And if you're going to put up a YouTube video, it's totally fine. But we just used some of that. Like, we did a video on how beavers are affecting water in northern New Mexico and Taos, and we needed shots of beavers, and it turns out it's not that easy to get shots of beavers. So we went to Pixabay.com and we searched beavers, and sure enough, they have, little clips of beavers. So it works out for everybody. Anyways, so I am going to select a bunch of these. Oops. You can preview them, but I'm just tapping on this little circle in the top right, and you can see it starts to number it. And this is already becoming not how I like to do things. And I'll cover that in another session, but we're doing mobile, so I'm showing you guys this. So I'm just selecting. I mean, I basically what I did was these were shot on another iPhone on something called a gimbal. And a gimbal is like a motorized kind of stabilizer for those who don't know. I can show you what that looks like at a later time. But this was all shot by like an 8th grader, all of this footage. And he figured out how to work this gimbal. I've tried it. I don't really like it, but he figured it out and he loves it. And it just makes everything look really professional. The phone cameras have really stabilized video already. Like the iPhone is really smooth. Like when you walk with it, it's not too bouncy and shaky. But the gimbal just gives it that extra little glide, basically. So anyway, I selected a bunch. I could select more, but I think let's grab 15 clips. And now I'm going to go tap on the bottom right here where it says 15. I'm going to add, and then, oops. Okay, so here's my timeline. I don't think I can rotate. If we were on a tablet, I'm sure you could rotate. Whoops, did I lose my screen share here?
Pete, can I ask a question about the gimbal?
Sure, of course.
So I think I may have used it, but I'm not quite sure. I was helping to film footage for a sort of end of season video that we put together for my kids' team. And so I was instructed to kind of plug my phone into this gadget, and it's like a handheld sort of phone holder thing, and it really like you said, it takes away that shakiness to the video recording. It's like very, very smooth, and it looks like the camera is like stationary instead of moving.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. So I just put it up on screen.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the exact one that we have. It's called a Benro. Benro is the name of the company, 3XS Lite. You just clip the phone right in there. You have to balance it, like calibrate it. And
Yeah.
like you can see to the right of the phone, like there's like the little arm, there's like a little motor in there that kind of keeps it stable. There's a lot of cool things you can do with it, but essentially it's there just to, just stabilize the video. And when you walk with it, it just looks really smooth, like you're floating. And we'll see some of the footage. So I'm going to hop back over to, and so now I'm just going to press the play button and see.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm just gonna.
I can almost promise you.
Here to make this possible tonight. We thank you and enjoy your evening. A lot of work has gone into.
So as you can see, this is just a series of clips mushed together. So when I can pinch zoom on the bottom and zoom out, right? And I can scroll, I'm basically just swiping with my phone, and everywhere you see like that little white box with the dash in the middle, that's basically a new clip, like a new cut. So, so these are all the clips that I just added. And up in the first of all, there's a couple things we want to note, that this, like the canvas size, okay? Like whenever you talk about canvas size, does anybody know what I'm talking about when I talk about the canvas size, like the actual shape of the screen? There's, if I tap on this, well, if when I tap on 1080p up at the top, that changes my resolution. So I want to be at 1080, and then the frame rate, it says 30. That's fine. Those are fine. But there is a way, when I'm swiping down on the bottom, see where it says format. Okay, this should be earlier on. They should ask you this question, but I'm going to tap on format, and then you can see that it has 9:16, 16:9, 114321. It has all these different screen sizes, right? This is your canvas. It by default, when you import clips, it intelligently knows to fit it to whatever the video already is. But if you wanted to make it vertical, we could make it vertical. We could make it square if we wanted to. But then I would have to go through, tap on each image, pinch zoom, and resize it, right? I mean, I wouldn't have to do that, but if I want it to fit the frame, I would need to do that, right? So all this stuff is very intuitive. All I'm doing is just pinch and zooming on the actual picture, like in the middle of the screen. And that's allowing me, if I tap and move it around, I can move it around. There's already these like kind of snap in those horizontal lines that show up and vertically. That lets me know that it's centered now. But anyway, so I'm going to go back to that, but I just want people to be aware of that very basic idea of your canvas. And if I switch this to 16:9, you'll notice that it doesn't change because that's the default. That's the aspect ratio is 16:9. So that's the default aspect ratio that the iPhone shoots in. And I think most phones shoot in, when you shoot horizontally, you're shooting in 16:9. You can change that, of course. But anyway, so super important right away. Canvas size. Yeah.
Tell everyone like why you might want to change the aspect ratio. Why would you ever want to change that?
Yeah, I mean, because this has to do with the kiddos. The kiddos like to shoot, they're living in a 9:16 world, more so than we are. So this is their world, 9:16. They're on their phones, they're swiping up. And so a lot of people shoot video vertically. I like watching movies. So, and I grew up on movie theaters and TV, and I didn't grow up on phones. I mean, we've all had phones for the last 20 years. Actually, not even. The iPhone came out in like 2008. So, 16 years, is my math right? Or 14 years.
Yeah.
So this is just their format. If you're on TikTok, if you're on Snapchat, places like that, that's where you're using that format. If you're on Instagram, you probably want to be square, the 1:1. So, but they give you all these different options. I mean, they even give you 2:1, which is more cinematic, and they give you, I don't know, 5.8, whatever this is, 2.35. This is like CinemaScope for those who are real cinema appreciateurs. But I should point out that the fact that CapCut gives us all of these canvas sizes at the bottom, that's pretty astonishing. Like that's I wouldn't think that a mobile video editor would give me the option for 2.35. That's like reserved for pretty serious filmmaking. But anyways, so as you can see at the bottom, there's an option to edit. There's an option for audio. If I tap audio, you can add sounds, effects. You can actually get the if you tap extracted, I can actually extract audio from a whole other clip that I have, right? Like if I wanted to tap on this video, I know that this video has the very famous song by AC/DC called Back in Black. So let me see if I can play this.
What's up, man? How you doing? I can almost promise you.
Here to make this possible tonight, we thank
So I just extracted audio from another clip and it put it in there automatically. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. There is already audio, as you can hear. Now, let's say like we're doing this video for the town of Taos. Hey, Adon, I can't see the clock. If you can let me know when I have 6:53. Okay. I can't look at the clock because or what if hold on one second. Just thought maybe you could give me like a 10-minute warning, but actually I just fixed it. Never mind.
Okay.
And actually this is probably better so I can see if there's any people that comment in the chat. So let's say like, I don't even want, let's do something super basic. Let's make a cut. Okay. So I'm going to pinch zoom on this guy. And I got to be honest, I don't even really care that this guy is here. Like, this guy doesn't scream holidays to me. So I'm going to just tap on that whole clip, see how it turned white. And I'm just going to press delete that little trash can in the bottom right. But before I do that, you can just tap and drag the ends of the clips if you want to edit like that. If you want to like shorten a clip, you can just tap and drag, right? Or you can press split, which is in the bottom left-hand corner, and I can split this into 2 clips. And maybe I want to tap this and move it over here and have this guy show up before the fire pit and after the fire pit, right? So that's like the basic editing moves. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's see if I can, I thought that you can, I get some of these apps confused. One of the things I don't like is that I don't have layers. I need layers, and I think we can get to that later, but for right now, let's just focus on basic edits. I'm going to tap, I don't want this guy at all. I'm just going to delete him. Okay, so now I have this fire.
Here to make this possible tonight, we thank you.
Okay, so I also don't want the sound of that guy making the announcement. So this is a very important feature of most every mobile editor. If I tap on this clip, let's see, I tap on the clip. And what I want to do is over here, if I slide over, it says extract audio. So I'm going to extract the audio. Now I have just a clip of the audio.
Here to make this possible tonight.
Okay, so I want to delete that audio. Gone. Now I just have beautiful silence and this fire pit. And maybe I think the fire pit is a little too long. So I'm going to split the clip and delete. Whoops. I'm going to pinch zoom so I can get specific and delete. So, I mean, I pretty much would want to do that with every clip here, is extract the audio. And maybe we can do that. You know, I can just, I mean, it doesn't take very long, but basically what I want to try to do here is I'm trying to make like a music video kind of highlight reel, right? So this shot is okay, but kind of long. So I'm going to pinch zoom and he's smiling there. I mean, these can be really short. So I'm going to split the clip, tap on this and delete. I mean, really, it's just about pressing all the buttons here. So let's say I want, also, forgive me for being a little non-linear here, but I am an editor. So I want to add titles. Let's add titles. So I'm gonna press on this cover, or no, not the cover. I'm going to add text right here. I'm just pressing on text right next to audio. And this, another little swipe option screen comes up down here. And every time I want to get out of it, I just press this little arrow to the left. And that takes me back to my standard editor. But I want to add text here right at the beginning. So I can just click add text and I can say holiday times, oops. Holiday times in Taos. And now right away, I get the font, I get the style. So I can choose what kind of font I want, except it takes a second to download. So there's the font I want, and there's quite a few fonts. I mean, this is what I mean. These mobile editors are not bad. I mean, look at this. Maybe we could get something a little more seasonal, eh? Maybe this one. This seems kind of fun and festive. And then I can change this to, and then I can change the style. So I could maybe kind of make it bulkier or give it some color. I mean, these are like preloaded. You know, I could change I'm trying to change the size. Whoop, there we go. There's the size. I can change the opacity, but I can't really think of why I would want to lower the opacity. I can add effects like neon lights. Ooh-ha. These are all things that I would normally be doing manually, and you can even animate it. So let's get crazy with it. Look at how many options they give us. Good Lord. This is what I mean. I just was really, whoops. I like this little spin in thing. Whoa, here we go. Okay, so everybody saw that, how it kind of spun in. If I take this slider down at the bottom, I can make the animation go a little slower. In fact, I want it to even be slower. Boom, look at that. Isn't that nice? And then I guess there's thought bubbles, but we don't really want that. So now we have our little text thing here. Huzzah. Now I think I was trying to figure this out earlier. Normally what I would want to do is I would want this animation to fade out. I wouldn't want it to just cut away like that. And again, this is why I would be editing on a laptop, because, you know, there's just certain, like I have big man fingers. I can only get so detailed about it. Let's see. I'm going to come back to that. There might be a way, I think it might be in transitions or something, or possibly effects, but you can see above the little clip, there's like this little orange line, and that's where that is. So if I tap on text, it comes back up, right? So it's kind of hidden until you press text, and then you can start messing with it and doing things to it. And it's really just about kind of experimenting, you know, with all this stuff. So, okay, so this is like another really long take, but at some point, my student managed to zero in on our subject. So I'm going to tap on this, and I'm going to make a split, and I'm going to tap on the piece I don't want, and I'm going to delete it. And actually, you know what? Again, me being not a nonlinear kind of thinker, there's something else I want to show you quick. So this clip of this kid is pretty short, right? So let's say, sorry, go ahead. Oh, anyway, so let's say I want this moment of this kid to last a little longer. The app is telling me that it's like 1.7 seconds. So I'm going to tap on that clip, and I'm going to tap on speed on the bottom. Now, this is very impressive. I can tap on normal, and I can slow down or speed up to all of the, you know, you can see, like, let's say I want this clip to be 3.5 seconds long. You can make it smoother. And now The only thing is it's going to be a little bit choppy, but that's okay. This is just a simple promotional video. So that's how you can manipulate time. Now the other cool thing is if you tap on curve, you can actually do, this is called like speed ramping, where let's say I want the video to be like
of each other's,
I don't know if this is actually a great clip to do this with, but so let's see. I'm actually going to undo. I'm going to tap this little U-shaped thing next to the diamond, and I'm going to undo that. Let's say, so you can do these curves basically, like you can manipulate the
of each other's, we need to take care of all of our
you can manipulate the speed of the video through these various curves, essentially. It just kind of gives it a nice style, a nice flair. So again, this is like a very long clip of this guy talking. I'm just trying to put together some kind of like montage deal. So again, I'm going to extract the audio and delete. And I kind of like this little zoom in effect that he has. And maybe that's all we need. So I'm going to split and then delete the rest. Something else on the right side of the clip, you'll see this little plus symbol. If I just want to add more video that isn't there, that's where I can do that, right? So, oops. The phone definitely loses the screen share every now and then. Any questions right now? Anybody want to see anything that they haven't seen yet? Because otherwise I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Oh, man. Seems my phone is failing me right now. Let me try one more time here. I think I know what the issue is. Okay, so we're back in our editor. Ooh. And here's some little shot. I'm just trying to, find these little moments. Like when you're editing, you're really just getting rid of the scrap. So this clip is nothing, just the back of somebody's head. And then look at this little wonderful shot. We get a nice lady waving. So I'm going to make an edit there. And maybe if I keep scooching along, I'll see what else is there. Try not to get people chewing. That's kind of a no-no. So yeah, the rest of that is no good. Here's some good shots of kids hanging out. All this could be useful. There is an option for stickers here. So you can kind of like add a little sticker. And I assume I can move the sticker. I can change the size of the sticker. I can rotate the sticker. Stuff like that. Not sure what this, let's see. So if I tap on that circle, let me go back to that so everybody can see it. There's this little circle on the top right of the snowman with a little, like it's an animation indicator basically. And if I want to delete the snowman, I just press that X, but I want to animate him. So maybe I want the snowman to, ooh, yeah, let's have him spin in, boom. Except again, all these animations by default just are so fast. So I can stretch out that animation. So you can animate all these little stickers.
That's why he doesn't need to make cookies for this. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about transitions, shall we? There's text templates. This is all text stuff. Overlay. Okay, so overlay, this is what I was talking about. Like, I wish I had multiple layers. So let's say I want to take a clip and lay it on top of another video. Let's grab this.
Club is here serving food in the big tent right across from.
Okay, that looks good. I'm going to select that and I'm going to add that. So now I can start to build layers where I do have multiple layers of video, but you can see it's kind of a picture within a picture. So like, let's say I just wanted to fill the frame, and then let's say I wanted to mix this image with other images. This is where this editing, the mobile editing stuff really impresses me. If I tap on splice down at the bottom, so if you guys see where it says splice, I just tap on that. This allows me to do various kind of what they call blending modes. And this is something that you can get much more finessed with when you start working with, like a desktop editor. But it can just kind of be a really cool, fun way to kind of like layer in images. And it's kind of like opacity, but it has a little more color interaction to it. So I know that might not look the best, but I'm just kind of like demonstrating it right now. So let's go back, and I would love to see, where are the transitions on this one? Okay, so basically on this one on CapCut, if you just tap on one of these boxes, these little boxes in between each clip, this window pops up. These, and see at the bottom, it says transition. So I can do a black fade, and it gives you a little preview, or I can, like, let's say I just want to cross. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna delete this because it's getting confusing. Okay. So see how I have this crossfade here, right? So if I tap on that, you can see it says selected as mixed. So, or you can do like a white flash. And again, you can take this slider and you can drag the slider so that the slider changes the duration. And then in the bottom left, you can see it says apply to all. So if you want to apply that to every single clip in your timeline, you can do that. I think that makes for really boring videos, but if you find a transition that you really like, or if it's like a 15-second social media post or something, and you just want the same like crazy, let's try one of these crazy ones, right? Like that kind of swipe thing or something. Maybe that's all you want in your video. You want to apply it to every single clip. There you go. So, so that's that. You can tap on these little boxes, and you can cycle through all these different transitions. And you can start to really make your videos look really good in this. Okay, so I know I have about 15 minutes left. There's, as you can see, there's a lot. This probably could have been a two-parter, but you know, maybe we can still do that. So I'm going to tap on a clip, right, of this kid. And let's say I want to change the color of it. I'm going to go over to adjust. And this is where I can adjust the brightness. I can adjust the contrast. I can adjust the saturation. Maybe I want it black and white. Maybe I want it oversaturated. Maybe I want maybe it's too dark or it's too bright and I want to adjust the exposure. This is all stuff that we should be if you've messed around with your camera app on your phone, this is the kind of stuff that pretty much exists on all phones, and you can do it in video. You can adjust the highlights, you can adjust the shadows, the temperature, the hue. Really, you can see there's vignetting if you want to give it like a little vignette or maybe a reverse vignette. And you can add grain. So there's quite a bit of features here. Let me see if I can find. So I'll actually show you this thing that really impressed me. I'm going to add a video. Oh, and by the way, so this is actually, I should cover this before I lose track of time and we forget. So here's the deal. CapCut is free, but they give you this little thing at the end promoting their own app, CapCut, right? And you can't get rid of it. You just can't. Here's the hack. If I go into my phone and I export a video, right? Like let's actually, so I'm going to show you actually, this makes sense. So this is like a 1.5-minute video. So up in the top right-hand corner, there's that up arrow. I'm going to tap that up arrow and it's going to export my movie in 1080p, which is full HD. That's a really good size for most videos. It's got better quality than 720p, but it doesn't take up as much space as something like 4K. So the resolution, it's very common. It's been the standard for many years. 4K is becoming the new standard, but 4K takes higher powered editing machines and things like that. It takes up 4 times as much space. There's a lot of reasons. People want to stick with 1080. We shoot our professional work in 4K, period, all the time, 4K. But for this kind of stuff, it's not like my phone I'm not gonna see 4K resolution on my phone. So okay, so I'm ready to share my video, whether it's in Instagram, Facebook, or WhatsApp. I'm gonna tap on Other, and I'm going to go to Save Video. I'm not sure what the equivalent here is on Android, but I'm sure that there is one. So now you can see I have this video that I've cut together, Holiday Times in Taos, and here's my little sticker, and obviously I didn't do too much. Now, okay, here's the hack that I'm going to share with you all. By all means, pay for CapCut if you don't mind, but here's why I love CapCut, because most video editors, even online, and I'm going to cover this in the workshop tomorrow about exporting and things like that, because I'll cover some free online free video editors or low cost editors. A lot of them have a quote unquote free version, but they give you a watermark. CapCut, they're nice enough to give us this little ad on the back of it. But guess what? If I'm on an iPhone, I assume you can do this on an Android. If I go up to the top and I just tap edit and I go to the very end of my clip, well, guess what? I can just trim off the very end of my clip. And click done and save video. And now I have this whole edited video with no tag at the end for CapCut. Like there's no watermark. It's like their version of a watermark. And I really love that they do it like that, because, watermarks are just annoying and they're in the way, and it's, you know what I mean? You're like trying to watch this video that this person made and they have a watermark. But obviously these companies are trying to make money. So I totally get it. So anyway, so yeah, that's our video. I mean, there's so many more things we can do. Let's mess around with some effects, shall we? Let's edit. We're still trying to teach our kids how to film here. You know, like asking their permission if they want to be on camera. But like, you know, this is kind of a nice little move up. She's doing something, so I can make a cut here and delete. Let's take something else here. This guy looks camera friendly. Okay, so I'm going to tap on here. Let's go to effects, video effects. There's a blur. There's camera shake, motion blur. So here's all these like built-in effects. Trending, and you can even go by, you can scroll by, they're all categorized. Look at how many there are. Comic. Let's pick one here. Poster stroke. That's not very exciting. Let's see here. Actually, it's a Christmas party, so let's go Christmas. Wonderland. There we go. I'm gonna extract the sound. This is very crucial thing, extracting the audio, because you just don't always like, you know, if you're gonna do some kind of like, say, commercial or something for a company or something like that, you know, you don't want. And then let's drag this out so that it takes place over the whole thing. Nice. Also, there's these body effects. We could have flame out of his eyes. All this mobile editing stuff is really geared towards like, I don't want to call it, it's just everything is kind of preloaded, you know? It's, you really don't have to do very much, to be honest. And I can show you one other thing that's kind of cool. So if you ever go on social media and you're wondering how these kids do it, this is how they do it. Okay, I'm going to go to the end of the video and I'm going to add this clip that I noticed earlier of my dog. So check this out, since we have 10 minutes here. There's this really cool feature on here. Is it effects? No. Edit. Okay, so check this out. I went into edit, okay, that first one, edit, and I want to go over to cutout. So I can tap on remove background, and like the editor basically kind of figures out how to remove the background. Why would I want to do that? Well, maybe I want to maybe I want to put my dog in another environment, and I want to add an overlay. Maybe I want to put him in this little spider, in this jar with a spider. Except I think I need to. So this is where if I tap on this and I click splice, I could darken it. Well, you can see how it gets a little, maybe I should be doing this the other way. Let's try this the other way. I'm going to delete my dog and move the spider. I'll delete the spider. I'm going to add the spider back. Okay, so here's the spider, and then I'm going to add my dog. This is just some of the cool stuff you can do. Now, what I'm hoping is that I can still cut out the background of my dog and see if I can like make it look as if my dog is in the In fact, I can. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the background. Look at that. Magic. Anyway, so kind of cool, huh? What do you guys think?
Yeah, pretty cool. It's amazing you can do this on a phone these days.
I mean, it's really nuts. This is what I just found out like today, you know, and yesterday as I was messing around with this. And this is just one, you know, like I said, there's others. If you go into like, this is Filmora. It's very similar. You'll notice that a lot of the video editors have a similar kind of layout. So this is where it's like, well, do I want to pay, you know? Filmora, you know, I mean, these are relatively inexpensive. It's like you can pay $60 and have it forever, you know? And then maybe in these last few minutes, I mean, I can give you a quick, this Rush is actually free. If you try to get it on your computer, I think it's actually kind of expensive. It's like $20 a month, which it is not worth. It is not worth $20 at all. Do not buy Adobe Rush for your computer. You know, I'm going to go over this. I can go over this at some point, like other free video editors. There's some out there that are free and they're good. And there's also some that are less expensive. There's some that are like $6 a month on your laptop, and they're quite good. And they're much better than, they have way more functionality than Adobe Rush. So, but Adobe Rush is a little bit different. It feels a little more professional. I'm reluctant to say professional, but it just has a different, there's a different intuition about it. But like, this is, I'll just show you the interface here. Like, here's Adobe Rush. Adobe Rush, like if I tap on the bottom left, there's like the 3 bars. If I tap on that, like I get these layers, you know, and as a regular editor, I'm kind of used to working in layers, you know? So, you know, and I can press the little plus in the bottom left. I can add more media, go into my videos. I can add more of my dogs. And I mean, you'd be really surprised. Like if there's people, you know, watching this who like want to promote their business, you know, you can do really amazing things. You'd be surprised what kind of things you can do on your phone for free. You can hire somebody and not worry about it, but you can do quite a bit on your phone. So anyways, I'm just, you know, I don't know. For me, I'm just used to having different layers, you know, and it reminds me a little bit more of Adobe Premiere Pro, which is like that's the app the regular software I use on my computer. That's just everything manual. So for me, it's much more, I mean, I've practiced at it many years now, but in the bottom left-hand corner here, if you tap on, there's like, again, these boxes, but you'll notice that how many canvases do we have? We only have 4. CapCut gave us like, what was like 8 or 10 or something. But you can do vertical videos. So you can do that, but there's graphics. You can add a graphic. You can, you know, transitions, titles. Let's say I want to, oh no, anything starred, I think you have to pay for. I'm not quite sure how much let's see how much the app is here, but so you can go in here, a lot of the same functionality. Happiness is my dogs. And it is a method of life. But if you go in, like at the bottom, you'll see it gives you the layers. Like I can select the layer, I can select the background color, and I can change the color if I tap on that. And but now the color, now the text, it doesn't really pop. So maybe I want the text to change. And I can just go into, I'm just tapping on graphics here, right? That brings up this menu down at the bottom. And actually I can change the font style. Something I can tell you right away I don't like about Adobe Rush is like, do you notice how all of these font types don't show the font type? It just gives me the name of the font. That to me is a pretty bad design flaw here. Like, I'm not quite sure why they would possibly do that. Also, I have to like have the font highlighted in order to change it. So that's kind of annoying, but I can change the color, you know, I mean, it really just depends on what kind of layout you want. Maybe we want it a little bit of a darker green so that it pops more. Maybe we want to give it an outline of black. Maybe we want the outline size to be much thicker. Maybe we want a drop shadow. Maybe we want the shadow distance to be really far. I mean, this is crazy that you can, I mean, this is all on this phone. Like, you can change the degree of the shadow. I mean, you can really you can go down the rabbit hole for sure. I can save my project, Pete's movie or Pet's movie, that works too. So yeah, there's effects. And also like the effects here, actually what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna move these clips down onto the same timeline. So again, I'm just pinch zooming and tapping my finger and dragging them. And Adobe Rush kind of scooches them all together. So now that I have these together, when I press on effects, these are transitions. Okay, at the bottom left, you can see the little blue line is under transitions. And I can just do a standard dissolve so that, so you can see that I have this effect now dissolving from one clip to the other. The thing I don't like about this is it does it automatically on both ends for some reason. Like, so I can tap on this and I can delete the one, it's like an extra step that I have to do. So the crossfade is on the first one, but then I had to like tap and delete it. And now, like, let's say I wanted a different transition, I have to select this next clip and put the transitions on both ends because it automatically does that. And I can tap on that. And I think also, oh, actually, yeah. So if you look at the bottom, it says 0.5 duration. I can make the duration of that transition last a lot longer. But again, I have to go to the other end where I did not really want that transition, and I have to tap on it and delete it. So, I like this look of the layered thing. And then, you can tap on this microphone and do voiceover. So, which most of the apps have, you can just tap on it and it counts down, and you can do, this is a video of my dogs, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it's working because I'm on Zoom. There's some features that are like that are stopped when you're on Zoom, but anyway, this is this is Adobe Rush, and you can see it's a very similar kind of layout. And you'll notice that a lot of these mobile video editors do the same thing. They have a similar kind of layout. So that's all the time we have. Is there if you guys have any questions or anything, I'll put my my emails in the chat, pete@truekids1.org. Please feel free to let me know if you have any questions or anything like that.
Great session, Pete. Yeah, I learned a lot about what I could do on a on a phone.
Yeah. It's a rabbit hole. You got to go down it for sure.
All right, Pete. Thanks
All
a
right.
lot. You have
Thank
a
you
good
guys. I
evening.
appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.